अस्सलाम वालेकुम एवरीवन, आई होप एवरीवन इज फाइन एंड फिट। यहाँ पे शमाम आप स्टार्ट कर लें, मैम ने ज्वाइन किया है, सो स्टूडेंट्स ज्वाइन करते रहेंगे।
Assalamu alaikum everyone. A very warm welcome to today's live webinar organized by Women for Tech. We are delighted to have you all with us. Today's session is on English speaking and English grammar. We will learn practical tips to improve our speaking skills, strengthen our grammar, and communicate with greater confidence in both everyday and professional settings. We are honored to have Ms. Rahima Laali as our speaker. She will share her knowledge and practical guidance to help us become more confident English speakers. Without further delay, let's welcome Ms. Rahima. Over to you, ma'am.
Hello and greetings everyone. Hope you are doing well and fine. I'm glad to be here with you guys. For a couple of minutes we would wait for others, then we would start the session.
Ma'am, if you have a share a screen, so you can share it if you have make any PPT or etc.
Do you have my screen all?
Yes, we are. It's shown. Sadia, you can off your mic, and ma'am, you can start.
Okay. So let me turn on my mic. Hello and greetings again. Welcome to Special Speaking class. Mastering the arts of special speaking is your voice is your most powerful tool. So I'm gonna tell you some tips tonight, and this is all presenting by me. So first, meet your instructor or me. So I'm a passionate Afghan girl with a writer more than 5 years. It has been 5 years that I'm writing novels, stories, and finally a book. And about speaking, more than 3 years that I speak in public, like centers, volunteer, and those things. And I also a workshop trainer from foreign magazines. I would run a workshop and then we would work on it. So fun facts about myself: I used to be terrified of a stage. So it is not the first time. It is more than my age. I used to be terrified of a stage. I don't know why. So the next one is our journey together. The duration, the main goals, and those things. This duration of a special speaking class would be 6 weeks, not including the Fridays. And our main goal is build unshakable confidence on stage. For example, when we have a speech or wants to, try something in public speeches or international stages, we have to have a good confidence. The next one would be structure your ideas clearly and logically. When we wanted to speak with someone in this class, we would we would structure them all. And the next one is engage and persuade any audience. For example, sometimes we may face with a foreign one. Sometimes we may face with someone who is unfamiliar with us. In this class, we would figure them all. And our class contract. So I want everyone to bring curiosity and open-minded. And this is the most important fact, to be open-minded. The next one, participate actively. When I'm gonna say something, you have to participate really well. And practice is the key. When I'm saying the tapes, you have to practice it well. The next one, embrace your mistakes, and they are the biggest teacher. You have to teach. You have to learn from your mistakes, and then they're the biggest teacher.
What can
So So the next step would be respect everyone's speaking time and ideas. Everyone has different and sometimes different, sometimes indifferent ideas. So there is no time to judge them. Just we have to respect them and others. So if it was possible and it was logic, then we could add something, and it was not. So that is okay. So the question is here: why speaking is the bridge in communications or in informations or the effect of in communication? It turns confusions into clarity. For examples, in communication, when we wanted to communicate with someone, we need to have a good speaking and information. It transforms raw data into memorable stories. For example, in today's world, ChatGPT would be the best, source of information. So it transforms raw data into a memorable stories. So about the effect, good speaking builds trust, report, and influence faster than anything else. So it has lots of good effects. So the why behind this class: career, confidence, impact, and everyday life. About the career, better speakers get better opportunities. For example, I want to give you a life example. Imagine you're gonna pass the TOEFL IBT test and you don't have a good speaking. So in speaking session, you would not get a good score because your influence and was low and you cannot get a score. So in here, you have to have a good speaking, a good language to get more opportunities. About a confidence, must removes fear and anxiety. When you speak good, when you have the fluent, language, you don't have the fear, you don't have the stress, and you don't have the anxiety. What is the impact of them? Great leaders and change makers are always great speakers. Yep. The next one, in everyday life. From meeting to social greetings, it improves everyday interactions. For example, if you have a good speaking, you'll find many good friends around social medias, around social greetings, around yourself, around your social medias. So let me, yep. It is your turn to shine. If possible, please turn on your camera app and share your name, one interesting fact about yourself, your biggest fear or goal, or regarding to public speaking and these things. And everyone has 1 minute per person. So in this part, I wanna ask you guys to have one minute per person and introduce yourself a little bit, that I have to know you, because our journey is about 6 weeks. I'm gonna turn off my mic, and then you could start one by one by raising your hands. Yes, the first person would be um let me just find you. Yeah, you can start now.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Rahima Laali and currently I'm pursuing electrical engineering in UT Peshawar. And what I want to do is being a good engineer and make contribution into the scientific areas and researches. And my biggest fear is not making an impact in the society. So I really want to make an impact in society regarding um, it could be in humanity or for like humanitarian purposes or like in science field, but I want to make an impact that is positive and make a good contribution to the humanity.
Greetings, man. Thank you for sharing your ideas. The next person. Guys, I'm waiting for you. No one. So then I would read your names and you could probably introduce yourself, okay? I'm not Rahman. Your turn, please.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Am I audible?
Yeah, totally.
Alright. Thank you, group of friends, for giving this opportunity to introduce myself, Shabil. So, actually, I'm Amna Rahman, and I'm student of BS Botany. I've also interest in some other subjects as well, like IT and Islamic studies. So I'm pursuing that as well. And today is my first day here in joining your community, not your community actually, but your lecture. And Alhamdulillah, I'm enjoying that, and hopefully I will learn a lot from you, inshallah.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. The next person would be Angel Bright Angel, if I pronounce that well. Your turn, please.
Assalamualaikum everyone. I'm student of BS Computer Science. Now currently I learn web development uh, to develop my new skills to create websites. And now I'm currently in the fifth semester in a BS Computer Science. Thank you.
Wow, greetings, Tiana. The next person would be Ismaihan, as I pronounce it well. I don't know. Your turn, please. So, got it. Thanks. The next one would be Lina Gul. Your turn, please. So, guys, as I think you're not interested to introduce yourself, so anyone volunteer wants to share something? Bogo. Um, Litman, Amna Rahman. Do you have any questions?
Yes, and I wanted to know about this concept. Why we should learn English? Why we should be fluent in this? As this country have a national language as Urdu, but why we prefer English and why officially we use and acceptable is English? Could you please explain this?
Of course, thanks for asking this beautiful question. So, as you all know, that English is an international language, and most of the countries prefer to speak language rather than any other languages. And when in around the world, for example, in our society or in your society, when we wanted to get a job, first they would ask us about our English, how we know English, um, you know, about structures, about some certificates like TOEFL, IBT, or IELTS or Duolingo and these things. So the reason that is too much important is in the world, everyone know this language as a proven language, and everyone trust this language. Why? Because everyone can communicate with it, and everyone would basically learn this languages. And about the fluency of this language, it is too much important, so everyone has the knowledge to speak English, everyone has the knowledge to contribute in English. But the fluency is, if you can speak the English fluency, then the people can attract more people. For example, I was in a conference in South Korea. There from many nations were there. For example, from India, from Thailand, from Japan, and this nations, but they can speak English really fluent, and the fluency was really good. And most of the people would love to, contact with him, would love to know more about him. The reason was English. Hope you got your answer.
Yeah, I got the point. Thank you for that. And my next question is why will most of the Chinese prefer British English comparatively American? So what's the reason behind this?
So, would you mind if you repeat that once again?
I mean, most of the times, most of academies, most of the schools, colleges, etc. I mean, academically and professionally, we prefer British accent, British language, English language, as compared to Australian or American or maybe some others are as well English speakers, but we prefer British. So, what's the reason behind this?
So yeah, the reason behind, we have lots of English. For example, American English, British English, Australian, Canadian, and these things. So the reason we prefer British and American is this: that they have the most, proven. They are proven languages. For example, in Canada, most of the people speak Canadian languages, but it is not too much, popular. And most of the people would not, they would speak a mixed, for example, a mixed of their language with English, and which most of the colleges and universities which wanted to apply don't accept. About us that we want to accept American English or British English is this: that they are the natives. They are natives without any mixed language. They are natives. So we prefer them because, for example, if we have a scholarship or if we wanted to go some other countries, so we need British and American languages because it is very common in in the world. I mean, but for example, Australian is not common in Afghanistan. For example, Canadian is not common. For example, in Afghanistan, common English is like American English and British English are common because they are proven and they are natives. And when for example, if tomorrow we go to the second country, so we don't face any problems. Because of that, we prefer British or American Englishes.
Additionally, I want to know about uh, that how it get the fame. Like English is Australian language is also English, American is also English. So why is only these two languages get the fame in Pakistan?
Mhm. You mean what languages get common in Pakistan?
Yeah, you got my point.
I mean with English, British, Australian, or Canadian.
I mean British and
Uh,
American. But most
mm,
of the time, mostly here is British most acceptable. So
yeah,
what's the reason? I don't not got the point exactly.
yeah, I got it now. I got it. So you asked me that why in Pakistan British or American English is common and people use most of them. So the reason is totally clear, and the reason is too much clear because as I told you, it has the proven, and most of the countries accept them. Yeah, and the reason that other countries speak their own languages, because like um, Australian English or Canadian English, I'm saying they are the mixed of their language with English. They mix these two languages. I do have, for example, I do have a friend in South Korea, which I was in the conference. She was a Canadian, and most of the time when she speak English, we cannot understand because it was a mix of their languages, English with Canadian language. So the reason that most of the people prefer British and American English nowadays is they are proven and most of the people would understand and most of the people are trying to learn this American and British language. The reason is totally clear because they have the international acceptance and most of the people will understand him and we can communicate it easier and we can simple we could understand people easy.
Respected ma'am. I want to know about this as well. What's your suggestion for us? What should we prefer academically and professionally, mostly in our jobs, offices? So, what you prefer for us, British or American? What sounds good comparatively?
So yeah, I prefer
Which
but
one sounds good comparatively?
okay. So actually I prefer both myself. I don't have any problem with any of them. And if you want to know a simple reason about which one to choose, we have two international tests, TOEFL and IELTS. You would know, you may know more about this test more than me. So in TOEFL, there is American English, and all of them are professionally, academic and these things. But IELTS is a British, and it is also have the international acceptance. But I myself would accept and suggest for you to study and to follow the American one, cause both has the international acceptance and international strategies in these things, and most of the people would accept and understand them all. But American English is a little bit easier, a little bit have the easy structures than British one. So a couple of weeks I was trying to to do something with American and British, like writing something. Then I would figure out that American English is a little or 20% easier than British English because it has the native structures, it has easy structures, easy understanding. But the British English, I faced many problems with the structures because it was too hard and it was in American sites we cannot find the British one, but in British sites we can find American English really easy. The reason I'm suggesting for you both of them, but I would focus more on American English. Did you get your answer?
Yes, ma'am. I got my point, but I noticed that only I am talking, mean questioning continuously. So I want to give opportunity to other members as well. If they don't have any questions, so I am interested to ask more questions as well.
Okay, okay, okay. So now it is your turn. If you have any questions regarding to this class, regarding to myself, you can ask anything about the course content, about speaking techniques, about my personal experience. So no question is too small or silly. You can just ask me.
Yes, ma'am. I want to know about this concept. If we match two languages, accents from British and American, so will it be correct or incorrect academically? For example, if we attempt a paper in both languages, a single paper in both languages, mix up. Okay, so Will it be correct or not? Acceptable
Uh,
or not? Academic.
yeah. So thanks, I got your questions. About the both languages, both of them are English. It doesn't have any problem. As I experienced, it doesn't have any problems. People speak American English with British English really well. And if you speak them really well and fluent, it is a very beautiful language. So something I can say, and I can, um, promise you. So no worries. If you can speak English fluency, it is not the point which one American or British. Just you can speak. You can speak and let others understand what your meaning is. So on that time, you don't have any problems with it. So you might problem that we have to speak, separate from them. So this is English from 100%, at least 10% we mix these two, but no worries, they are totally correct. And in communication, in speaking, there is no problem which structure did you use, which techniques did you use, in which language did you use. Just to clarify and to let others understand what your mean is, this is the key factor, not which language should you speak.
Ma'am, I got your point. You for that, and I want a bit more explanation on this thing. That if we attempt a single question in both languages, I mean, use both structures, American and British, in a single answer. So, will it be correct academically? I heard from one of my teacher that there will be totally incorrect, even if your concept is clear, even if you use good words from both languages, but still that will be incorrect because you mixed two different languages.
Mm. So as I told you a minute before, this is English, no worries. Which structure did you use? My suggestion to you is in speaking part, so you have to, transform your message, transform your, idea. So in writing, that is a big problem. In writing, for example, in writing essays or topics or any, cover letter in this thing. So mix of these two languages are very big problems, and it is totally incorrect. But in speaking part, so I can say that even in academic one, so it is not a deal, even it is not a problem, I can say. Because I have experience of it, and I see most of the people use these two languages and use this mix of languages, for example, British with American, and the difference is not too much. But in writing, there is a big problem because we mix two different language and two different, methods, not languages. Because English is English, both American English and British English, both is English, but they, mix two methods. So in writing, there is a big problems, but in speaking, so that is not a big deal.
See, ma'am, I got the point. Could you please explain this with with an example that we should be curious about one or few common mistakes in writing that we should careful about that to not repeat in academic writing.
Mhm. So in writing parts, I can say that most common mistake people avoid is do not use too much law. For example, we have five kinds of law, like Hooke's law, um, you know, five kinds of law. So this law have a different usage and different advantage and different meanings. So if we mix these five law together, so no one would accept us as a student in university, cause uh, one of I want to give you a life example. One of my friends were wants to apply for the university, and she was using this five law together, and she got immediately a rejection. So the reason was, when we sat together and when we discussed more about her, CV and motivation letter, so we figure out that she used mixed structures, both academic and friendly ways. This is a very big problems in ECV and writing ways or essay. So if we wanted to write a great essay, we have to use one method, either academic or friendly. But most of the people, I can say 100% percent people use, academic or Huxla, because we don't know the instructors, we don't know, other member of the university. So it is a must for us to write in an academic way. So the common mistake is to avoid writing the mixed methods, like academic one with friendly, one line academic, the next line friendly, one line academic, the next line friendly. So this is a common mistake most of the people done, but they do not figure out at the first. When they got rejection, and after researching and after checking their documents, so they would understand. So if we wrote in one method, for example academic method, so the our acceptance would go higher. And this is the prompt. And about for example job opportunities, so if we also wrote both, a mix of them, so we would face with lots of problems. So if the interviewers, don't check that line by line or structure level, so yeah, they would accept us. But if they check and they were focused on us, so they would not accept. uh was I audible for you guys?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
So any other questions? Because our time, other thing, remain not remain. Any other question regarding to the sessions in the speaking part?
I think they don't have any questions. We can continue with the session.
Mm-hmm. So as I preferred tonight's session for just getting know each other, I clarified the session for this one, that from tomorrow on we would work, and we would work on our speaking more.
Sorry, ma'am, I do not got your point due to like your voice, maybe due to internet connection. Could you please repeat what I missed?
Mm-hmm. So, you mean I have to repeat once again your answer? Yep.
Let us think about your answer. You mentioned something about this session, but I don't know what you said
Mm-hmm.
about this.
As I say, I prefer to, this session only for getting know each other and also some interesting content. So, as I explain all the things, and I think there is nothing left behind. So, from tomorrow on, our session would start from Saturday, and we would continue on about 6 weeks in this special grammar and special speaking.
Alright, inshallah.
So, guys,
Hello,
anyone
ma'am.
question? Hello.
I hope you're doing well. Ma'am, could you please tell us about yourself? I really want to know about you.
Mm-hmm. So, greetings to you. Thank you. Of course. You might know my name is Rahima and my last name is Lali. So, about the ages, I can say I'm too much small because I'm 17, or for example, like 18 years old, and I'm a writer. It has been around 5 years that I'm writing novels, stories, and finally a book. And about the speakers, it has been about 3 years that I'm speaking in publics, in conferences and webinars, and on workshops and these things. And about the English, what I'm teaching is about maybe 1.5 or maybe 1 year that I'm teaching English as a volunteer. Lena, can you turn off your mic? Yeah, great, thanks. And yep, and I'm also run workshops from different countries like America, Australia, or for example, and Italy, and have a workshop on branding. So, and also I'm the winner of international conference South Korea, AWMUN, and conference of Italy Women for Women. And I think that is it. It is enough. So if you have any other personal question, you can ask me.
Yes, ma'am. I want to know about, as you mentioned, you were writing, if I'm not wrong, and you wrote a book. So I want to know about that book. Have you write that, and what is the title of that book? What was the reason behind that? I mean, what like this happened to compel you to write a book on subtitles or novels, etc.?
Mhm. So thanks. So about the writing, yeah, more than 365 piece writings in online magazine. My writings published. I'm about a book with the help of Right Girl magazine, which is located in America. It is the title is My Colorful World. It is a mix of stories and a mix of personal stories, as I collect and gather some stories from my close friends about their journey, about their life, about their hardship, about the situation that they have passed, and about myself. For example, about my personal story, my personal experiences, and the reason which I'm writing this book. I want to let others, even the history. So my mean is I wanna let the history know that still there are some girls with this kind of stories in continuing their ways. For example, you might know Afghanistan, where it's all strict laws and those things. So no need to explain it more. I've read that book for especially this reason, to know the world and to know the history, that yeah, Afghanistan is like this and their women and girls are like this. So it was published in I think in January 2026 in Red Girl magazine. Stating it was not audible in some countries like Pakistan, like Iran and Afghanistan. So I don't know why, because of security problems. And but in other countries you can find them.
If I'm not wrong, ma'am, so you mentioned it's not available in Pakistan. So from where can we expect its availability online or on site? I mean, on any shop, bookstore.
Yep, yep. So you can find it from Amazon.com. And as I think it has the payment as well, for example, like around 35 to $45, I think. But from offline, you can find it in other countries, in libraries.
All right, ma'am. Treasure trove of thanks. Ma'am, if you don't mind, so may I know that is it was dream, mean any goal, ambition to become a writer? If yes, so how you reached to this goal and what you advise us how to reach our goal?
Hmm. You mean how do I reach at at this position? Yep.
Yes, ma'am. I want to know if this writing habit was your goal to reach. If this writing habit was your, uh, I mean, some hobby type, or it was your goal to become a writer? How you become a writer? And if yes, it was your goal, so how you reached your goal, and what you suggest us, what you advise us, how to reach how to reach our goal, we reach
Hmm.
our goal. I mean.
So actually, from my kidness, or when I was small, for example, grade second or third, I really love writing. So in my free times, I always write, journals. The today's what happened to me, tonight what happened, in even or wrote a letter to my future. So then we would work on this on one session one night. Even write some letters to the future of myself from that year. So actually, it is a hobby and it is a fun for me. And nowadays, when I'm free and when I have the emotions to write, I would preferably write, no matter where I am, and with who I am. For example, even when I'm in stress, if I have the emotion to write, so I would sit down in stress and pick up my notebooks. And most importantly, I have a notebook with myself in everywhere, no matter do I go to wedding party, do I go to other ceremonies, or do I go to course and these things. So I do have that special notebook with myself. Whenever I have the emotion, whenever I have the sense, I would write whatever is in my mind. And when I'm tired, when I'm anxious, when I'm stressed, I prefer to write what is in my mind. Then suddenly I realize that I'm a little bit light. It is the reason which I really love writing. So actually, it is not my goal to be a writer, but it is a key to my success. It is a way and it is an opportunity for me. If I think with myself, and if I continue writing, 50% I arrive to my goal. 50%, not 150% I arrive to my goal. But my goal is not to be a writer. Beside this, being a writer, I do have lots of ambitions and goals to arrive in. They need me. They need to be arrived. And about being a writer, so most of the people hate uh, writings. It is also a sense for me. Sometimes I fell in love with writings, but in sometimes when I don't have the emotions or sense, I really hate the writings. Even even I want to tears my notebooks books. But My advice to you is if you have the feeling, if you have the sense to write, so done with. Please start writing. Whatever you write is correct. Whatever you write. I myself don't use any special structures, don't follow any techniques or any texture, any prompts, any, and these things. I just write whatever is in my heart. It is um, my technique. I wrote, I will write whatever is on my heart. I would transfer it to paper or in, some online pages. But my advice is write whatever you want to write. So one day you would realize how writing helps you. For example, when I was winning the South Korea conferences, even I wrote in 2023 that I have to travel once to South Korea. I have, and I must travel. So but in 2026, it was in April I won that one. It is the power of writing. It is. If you read more, then your brain would accept and thrive for that one. If you do not for a couple of weeks, so you may forget or you may get stressed with that one. But I prefer and I advise to you guys whatever is in your mind. So no matter what is in your mind, it is a good things, it is bad things, it is some things we have in our mind that we cannot share with others. So for example, like me have a special notebook and wrote whatever uh, is in your mind. My advice is that.
So finally, I got someone, when I met someone in this world having same hobby and same habit, to be honest. Because I also write a lot, because I'm extremely introvert. So I feel inner peace in books, in reading, and in writing, especially when I'm depressed, tense. So I pick up my notebook and I wrote a lot in that since my childhood. Still, I'm writing, and yeah, that's a next level feeling when you share something with a piece of paper. Next level feeling, and especially when our tears fall on that page and make it a bit blurred. So that's really touched my heart. Thank you.
So as I think your question was clarifying in papers. Yep.
I'm not sure I got your point, ma'am. Sorry.
So yeah, my suggestion to you when you're good at reading, when you're good at writing, so you can write whatever you want. You can write. So beside that, find some magazines to publish them. It has a great sense. For example, my first piece was published in 2020. No, 2022 or it was 2023. I don't remember exactly. It was in January 21st. I remember that date, exactly, because it was my happiest day and it was my happiest hour. It was published in 8 a.m. media. And I have the feeling that I cannot express them through words. It was my first piece of writing and it was about, current challenges in Afghanistan. And most importantly, my piece got more than 800 likes. So when I look at that one, I got really amazing and energy. I prefer you beside writings and beside writing in papers, so try to publish them as well. For example, in channels, no worries, in WhatsApp channels and magazines and these things.
All right, ma'am. Treasure proof of things. Yeah, once I wrote an article, as I mentioned, I'm a science student, so I wrote an article about medicinal plants, but I don't remember about the date or details of that because it was maybe 2 years back. But anyhow, I uh, I want to, am interested to know about your suggestion about a book. What what kind of book are you say a single name of a book that you prefer for us that help us in our journey or in our life or can heal us? What kind of book that should be? Whatever.
Mhm. So as it is your and your personal life, your personal books, I cannot really suggest a prompt for you. I really cannot suggest a prompt because everyone in everyone has different style of writing. Everyone, for example, my style of writing is different from your style of writing. I may write about politics, or you may write more about science. I love to write more about, for example, situations. So you may like to write more on ambition. So this is totally a different path up to us. My experience was yeah, I read around, it was around 258 pages, my book, and um, I personally don't use any special prompt for that one. Just I send it to that magazine and they would publish them. But about yourself, so there are many prompts you can use. For example, uh, you can write a novel, you can write personal experience, you can write about politics, or you can write about your own journey even. So it doesn't have any special prompt. My suggestion is what is easy and comfortable for you, so you could continue that.
Ma'am, I'm not sure I explained well my question. I'm asking about a book, like suggest a book for us, not about writing, not about life, whatever you want. Is an advice or is a, you can say it's a autograph or is a gift, what you want that we should read. I mean, for example, once I asked a teacher, what should I read? What is your favorite book? So he mentioned a book, Seven Rules of something like that. The Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. So I asked about your suggestion. What kind of book or what type of book you want us to read?
I'm really sorry, I've left because of our Wi-Fi was cut off. If you explain it in a small sentences in a really easy way, so I would answer that one. Or probably if others don't have enough time here, you could message me through my WhatsApp. Then we would discuss more about it. For example, in separate Google Meet or in separate WhatsApp call. Okay. Any other question? So, guys, we have around probably 8 to 7 minutes If you want to share something, if you want to ask something, or if you want to, just to share something, this stage is belong to you. So guys, thank you for being here. I'm truly excited to start this journey with you all. So next step, I will let you know what we would do tomorrow night. Stay connected to your group chat and goodbye. Let's make every word counted. So for now, leave you and love you. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you, Ms. Rahima, for such an informative and engaging session. We truly appreciate your valuable insights and practical tips, and we look forward to more. A big thank you to all our participants for joining us today. We hope this session inspires you to continue improving your English speaking skills with confidence. Thank you for being part of Women Fortune Tech. We look forward to seeing you in our upcoming sessions. Allah Hafiz.
Goodbye, guys. See you tomorrow night.